Good morning, children. Welcome to our social class. Today's lesson is about hydrosphere. In the last class, we learned about four realms of Earth, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. And we learned about lithosphere. Now we are going to learn about hydrosphere. Topics to be covered in today's class: hydrological cycle, water sources, oceans. Hydrosphere. The realms of water is called hydrosphere. In Greek, it is called houder, which means water. It comprises various sources of water and different types of water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas, oceans, etc. I think you all know about rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans. Some part of the water is found deep down under the earth among rocks. Now, hydrological cycle. The water cycle has been working for billions of years, and also the life on earth depends on it. You all know, children, water plays a main role in our life. Without water, without using water, we can't start our day. Hydrological cycle is the circulation of water in different forms, that is the liquid form, solid form, and gaseous forms. You all know liquid forms, we can give the example of river, lake, pond water. Solid, ice and glaciers. Gaseous form, that is vapors. Hydrological cycle sometimes is expressed mathematically as in the form of a formula. You can see here, children. Here, RF is equal to RO plus ET. Like it is like a mathematical formula. We'll see here what is RF. RF is rainfall, RO is runoff water, and ET is evapotranspiration. There are six stages of water cycle. Children, this you have already learned in your last classes. That is evaporation, condensation, runoff water, and transportation, precipitation, groundwater. You all know about this, but let us see in today's class also. See the picture and observe it. It is very clear, and it is giving the clear idea about evaporation, then precipitation, then transpiration, and runoff water here. By this picture, you will get the idea of the water cycle. Now let us see in detail. Evaporation. In this picture, you can see how the water is evaporating. Observe it carefully. Water is transferred from the surface of the earth to the atmosphere through evaporation. The process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas is called evaporation. The sun's heat provides energy to evaporate from the earth's surface. You all know, due to the sun's heat or by sun's rays which reaches the ocean, it leads to the evaporation. These evaporations process will see near the oceans. More evaporation takes place near the oceans. Lands, lakes, rivers, and oceans send up a steady stream of water vapor. Plants also lose to the air through transpiration. You also know plants also lose water to the air through transpiration. Children, you will see plants at the time of raining. We will see tiny droplets on the leaves, plants leaves, and plants also carry water, and they will lose the water, and this water also evaporates through this process. Now next is transportation. The water which is evaporated, it will transport. Where it will transport? Let us see. The movement of water through the atmosphere, specifically from over the oceans to over the land. From where the water will transport? From oceans to the land. And in the form of clouds. This is called transportation. Then condensation. The transported water vapor, the water which is transported, it condenses. Eventually, it condenses, forming tiny droplets and clouds. You all see in the sky the formation of clouds, and when it rains, how the droplets will come down. Then come to next, precipitation. The primary mechanism for transporting water from the atmosphere to the surface of the earth is called precipitation. And we'll see this precipitation in different forms. Here we'll see in the form of rainwater, the droplets, and it will be in the form of snow and in the form of fog also. Then come to the next, runoff water. Now we have seen precipitation, how the water will come in the form of rainfall and how the water reaches the ground. And the water which reaches the ground, what happens to it? They will flow, they will run off to the low-lying areas. Now we'll see the runoff water. Most of the water which returns to the land flows down hills as runoff. Some of it penetrates and charges groundwater, while the rest as river flow returns to the oceans. What happens? Some of the water which reaches the ground in the form of rainfall, that water will sink into the ground. That is nothing but penetrates or penetration. It reaches or sinks into the ground and flows in the form of groundwater. And some water will flow in the form of rivers. And these rivers again they join to the oceans. The rainwater, what will happen? They will run off in the form of river flow and reaches the ocean. Some will sink into the ground. Then how this groundwater will form? Next we'll see groundwater. The water, the groundwater, the water which sinks into the ground flow in the form of groundwater. Okay, so the rainwater which sinks into the ground will flow into in the form of groundwater. The flow of groundwater is much slower than the runoff water. Hydrological cycle is not a simple circulation of water between oceans, atmospheres, and the land. Now come to the water sources. What are the water sources? You see the picture, water source. We'll see water in different sources. And you all know our earth looks like a blue planet. Why we call it as a blue planet? Because 3/4 of our earth is covered with water and 1/4 is covered with land. You all well know this one. Okay, children? And you all know a little percent, that is 1%, is fresh water. And we should not pollute that water and we should not waste that water. Okay? Save each droplet of the water. Now come to the topic, water sources. 97.25% of water is saline, ocean water, and only 2.75% is fresh water. Okay, children, our earth is blue planet. 3/4 is water, but all is salt water. We can't drink that one. Only little is fresh water, and we should preserve the water for our future generation. The greatest portion of the fresh water, 68.7%, is in the form of ice. How it is, children? It is in the form of ice and permanent snow cover in the Antarctic and Arctic Ocean and in the mountain regions. 29.9% exists as a fresh groundwater, and only 2.6% of the total amount of fresh water on the earth is concentrated in the form of lakes, reservoirs, and river systems. You all know rivers. We'll feel in India, we'll give much importance to the rivers and we'll think it is we'll take a holy bath in it because of its purity, and we will pray for our rivers. And you all know the importance of the rivers. Now come to oceans. Children, how many oceans are there? There are 5 oceans. Now let us learn about it. Continents and oceans are the first order relief features of the earth. The huge water bodies are called oceans. The word sea is often used interchangeably with oceans, but strictly speaking, a sea is a body of saline water, partly or fully enclosed by land. Millions of years ago, oceans were combined together as single super ocean known as Pangea. And you all know, we learned in the first lesson, and there is a supercontinent that is Pangea, and supercontinent Pangea. Okay, children. I think you understood today's lesson. Thank you, children. I'll be back to you with another interesting topic. Until that, stay home, stay healthy.